you got to remember that this law, the CARES Act that opened up this small business PPP or Paycheck Protection Program, was only passed on March 27th, which is less, what is it, a week ago?
A week ago.
Week and 2 days ago, something like that. So.
And they issued the changes.
Yeah, and they issued the changes Thursday night.
Thursday night?
Yeah, they issued the changes Thursday night. So the SBA made their ruling, and the first bank that opened was Friday, and most of the big banks didn't open on Friday. So, you know, we're not sure where we're going on this. This is kind of like the wild, wild west. We'll get started answering questions.
All right, I get conflicting information from my two banks. One says if I keep my 1099 workers on the job too, I can get the PPP loan for them. One says no. The application form does not ask for 1099 payments. What is your understanding?
Well, the understanding is that when it first came out, it did appear that you could include 1099 people in these calculations for the PPP loans. On Thursday, the SBA put out their rules, and it says no 1099s. So your bank's one's ahead and one's behind.
Which makes sense it's not included, because if you claim an amount for your 1099 workers, then they're going to turn around and claim the same amount. So it'll be double dipping technically is what will happen. So that makes sense. I received 1099s and K1s from a number of businesses where I have self-employment income. Am I eligible for the PPP? Yes. Your PPP loan for self-employment income will be based on the net income of your company up to $100,000. That, by the way, the PPP loan for self-employed individuals is not slotted to open up until April 10th. So that's not even available yet. Right now, it's small businesses that have employees. So most of the payments from our company was for individual contractors who were contracting with us for an entity.
Well, originally we thought that the 1099, the contractor type employees, I guess you don't call them employees, but the independent contractors were going to be included in the calculation as to the amount of money that you spend on people in order to get the PPP loan, the payroll, the Paycheck Protection Program. And when the SBA issued their rules and regulations on this Thursday night, it came out that no, 1099s, independent contractors, are not included in these calculations. Ben and I are unsure as to the reason for that, but we think one of them may be that the independent contractor himself can apply for a PPP loan, and it may have ended up being a double dip.
Right. So don't include contractors. In fact, that spreadsheet we created, Lee, to help calculate the PPP loan is pretty straightforward. It's really easy to follow with your payroll returns, but individual contractors.
Now, we actually mailed this out yet, or are we mailing it out right now this morning?
I'm not sure if we've mailed it out yet. I'll talk to Soraya and see if
we mailed out your first draft. We have to mail out the new draft you just sent.
We mailed out a first draft. We've done a second draft, and like I say, this is going to be a work in progress for you. But there's a lot of money here, and like Ben said, and I don't know if you quite picked it up, there's the PPP loans and the EIDL loans that we're all concentrating on, but there's a lot of other neat things that can help a small business person. For example, we're going to go through the program where if one of your employees has to take off up to 12 weeks in order to take care of their kid because their kid's out of school, the government will pay their wage during that period.
I have 6 workers that work for my salon and all receive 1099 forms. Am I eligible to apply for the PPP loan?
Well, according to the SBA, as of Thursday, the answer is you cannot include the 1099s. Now, you may be a sole proprietor or even an S corporation, and if you are taking wages that you're paying self-employment tax on, withholding taxes, then yeah, you could apply, but it would only be your wage that calculated into the PPP, for example.
Since you're the only employee, right?
Yeah.
If you're an S corp, by statute, you are an employee of your company. So if you don't have any other employees and you go apply for that EIDL loan, it'll ask you how many employees you have. make sure you count yourself as an employee.
You count yourself. Now, you need to, and this is old law, but you need to pay yourself a reasonable salary in your S corporation, and that is what will be used to calculate the PPP. You pay yourself a reasonable salary, and then you distribute, or you take the rest of profit as a distribution. The reason you do that is so you don't have to pay the Social Security, FICA, FUTA, and all that crap on it. Saves you 16%. This is an old tax planning issue associated with subchapter S corporations. But in this case, it kind of hurts you because you can only take the amount that you took as a salary and paid withholding taxes on, social taxes as I call them. The distribution portion that you got cannot be included in the calculation for the PPP.
We need more employees to make the 75%. Can we add new ones? Can they be 1099 contract workers? Yeah, you can add new ones, but the 1099 contract workers are not going to count for that number. So, you know what? Now's a good time, I think, too, Lee. If you've laid off employees, it might be a good opportunity to get rid of them and maybe hire someone you like instead.
Okay. Does that mean you're gone, Ben?
No, because I'm not your employee.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I've tried to fire him before. It hasn't worked.
I keep all my 1099 workers. Can I include them on my PPP? No. We do business with subcontractors for all our construction work, and the four of us own the business, don't get payroll. We get money from our properties. We sell and pay taxes with each of our K-1 forms. Does my business qualify for any assistance? Depends if the business, yeah, you would.
Well, I'm going to argue because they're paying 1099s, which don't count towards the PPP calculation or the EIDL calculation, and they're getting K1s from their properties. If they're flipping the properties and considering that all passive income, they're not getting a wage, they're getting an investment return.
Yeah, but if you're running a construction company and you're selling homes, you better not be counting that income as passive because it's not passive income. It should, if it's a partnership and it's going to you on a K1, it would be net earnings from self-employment, which is included in the law. If it's an S corporation, you ignore the K1s and you only go off of your payroll. So that question really depends on how the business is taxed.
Hi, this is Lee Phillips. Thanks for tuning in to this question and our answer. This is part of a series that I am doing in relationship to our CERT program, the Coronavirus Economic Relief Tutorial. We have created a program that walks you through step by step all of the applications, everything that you need to know about all the government assistance given to small businesses. So just click register here and I'll make you a deal. I'll get you the CERT program at a fraction of what it's listed for on the internet.